How can we hold our public officials accountable if we cannot name them?
Thank you. Sit down.
That question was asked to city council members during last night's meeting after they asked that person to sit down for breaking the chamber rules. Shortly after, council members evacuated and the meeting ended early.
Those community members say they'll continue to speak out against last night's decision, calling it a violation of their First Amendment rights. Bronte Sorotsky joins us in studio now with what exactly happened last night.
Yeah, you guys, while one person was speaking, they mentioned multiple council members by name, something council members say is not allowed. This person says the council is misinterpreting this rule. Councilmember Kinnear says she canceled the meeting after lack of decorum, but one community member says the council is dismissing the public's concerns. Last night's legislative session was canceled before anything from the agenda could be discussed. During public comment, Justice for All, a Spokane community member, read quotes from city council members from a past city council meeting.
Jonathan Bingo chimes in again, point of order.
Yes, and I'm going
to...
We basically said, hey, say statements of fact and see if you're allowed to say statements of fact. And we were not.
Council members then asked Justice to stop reading council members' names aloud. City council rule says anyone speaking during open forum must address comments to the council president and can't make any personal comment or insult to any individual. Justice says council isn't interpreting that rule correctly.
We have every right to criticize our public officials. We have every right to do so under our First Amendment, right? The freedom of speech.
From there, Justice continued to read their quotes, asking how public officials can be held accountable if they can't be named.
He specifically pointed out testimonies by Councilmember Michael Cathcart and Councilmember Jonathan Bingo.
From there, people in the audience shouted, "Free Palestine." Audio was cut off from the city's live stream, and city council members took a recess before canceling the meeting. City council member Bingle says people wanting to be heard at city council meetings need to follow these rules, but agrees there needs to be a change.
I think you have every right to say, Council Member Bingle, this was a bad decision, right? I think you have every right to do so, but our council rules are what they are, and if we're going to have rules, then we need to enforce the rules.
But Justice says he and other community members are fed up after trying to make their voices heard to elected officials to no avail.
How are we going to address issues? How are we going to bring things up when I have 2 minutes a month?
The City Council's communications manager says council members are still trying to determine how to move forward from this incident. But President Kinnear plans to allow people to identify council members during public comment as long as comments are still directed to her. Live in studio, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.